You're listening to the Rogers Sporting Goods Podcast with Patrick Fisher,
Chandler Smith,
and Josh from Outdoor Limits.
In this podcast, we'll touch on everything from gear to ducks to deer, turkey, and fishing. From field to table, let's dive in.
Well, Price Chopper had Lunchables on sale for, I don't know, like $2 or $3 a pop. The ones that come with the Capri Sun.
You got to do the 10 for 10.
Yeah, 10 for 10 Lunchables. Yeah. But I went with the cracker stackers.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. So I've had probably less than 5 Lunchables in my life.
Dude, you're missing out.
I mean, supposedly I am, but
You ever had the nacho one?
I don't. Maybe.
Get the
I
ones
feel like
with
it's
the
just
dessert.
been like pizza and like the ham and cheese.
And the
Yeah.
Capri
Sandwich.
Sun.
Yeah, mine had crackers, American cheese, and turkey. And then a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup and a Capri Sun.
You know,
And it was only like 350 calories in the whole thing.
we had a household of 8 and 6 kids, 2 adults, 2 parents growing up. So we all got, bologna mustard sandwiches
Yeah.
instead of the old expensive Lunchable.
But you're an adult now.
Yeah.
And you can make your own buying decisions at the grocery store. See, I didn't get Lunchables.
I still don't go buy Lunchables.
I didn't really get Lunchables as a kid, maybe like once or twice on a field trip or something.
Yeah.
But no, now I'm an adult.
I got an apple in a brown bag and a sandwich.
Yeah.
They're a great snack for...
On the boat. They're great on the boat because they
talk
make
about-
a great snack when you're fishing. And that's what we're going to talk about
I
today.
guess so.
Snacks when you're
Cliff
fishing.
And they
Bars.
stay waterproof.
Cliff Bars are better.
You open them.
Yeah, they do. Cliff Bars are no.
Yeah.
No. If you gave me
Are those the 3 ingredient bars?
No, they're just good.
You know the one 3 ingredients?
I don't even know what they're not protein bars. They're just good bars. Just snacks.
It's just a granola bar.
It's better than a granola bar.
It's just a chewy granola bar.
Yeah. And you don't have to like build anything. When you're fishing, man, just crack one of those open, take a bite,
Yeah.
keep casting.
I wish I fished professionally. I'd lose more weight because I don't eat when I fish.
That's a good point.
I'm just...
There you go, Pat.
Yeah,
still got-
I go out for
You still got
having
time.
fun. But yeah, I was just sitting there with a bobber and a little jig while I was eating my crackers.
Yeah.
Didn't get a bite.
The bobber is your first problem.
Crackers was the second.
Come on.
Where were you? Did you go out on your boat?
Yeah, I was on the boat.
Okay.
I was in about 4 foot of water
Dang. How long ago was this?
last weekend.
Oh,
That's why.
this past weekend?
Wasn't quite ready based off
They're
of
getting
what
close. I mean,
They were close.
It's
I was
ready now.
catching them. I caught them there.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch them on the bobber rig.
Oh,
I was catching them on the. I caught one by jigging up next to a tree with one of these little sly shad, but the other one was on a Speedy Bee Roadrunner jig head thing
yeah.
right there.
That's what I caught him on this past weekend. So I went to the Ozarks this past weekend. Is that cut out for a second?
Seemed like it.
Yeah. I went to the Ozarks this past weekend and did some crappie fishing for 3 days straight. It was a pretty good time. I think there's a bunch of us there, but I think we caught over 250 crappie in 3 days. So we had some great fish fries, and everybody got to take home some fish and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I think there was 10 plus. I can't remember exactly the amount of people, but there was a decent amount.
So when you go crappie fishing, do you always keep the fish and eat them, or do you just like occasionally want to do a fish fry after? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, do a lot of people go out and just catch and release, or do a lot of people just fill up their live well and stringer and take
No,
them
I
home?
mean, to me it seems like it's all catch and keep and cook.
That's what it seems like to me. Like, every time I'm out on the lake, I just see everybody just putting them in the box.
Yeah,
For sure, it's Smithville.
and Smithville,
It's
it's a decent crappie lake. I mean, you can
So
keep
many.
9, or you can keep 15 fish under 9 inches and 15 fish over 9 inches, because they have an abundance of short fish, and they're everywhere, and they're taking food from the largemouth and other they're just being bullies right now in the lake, so they're trying to whittle them down a little bit. Help maybe the largemouth will get a little bit bigger, because they're kind of all stuck at 15 inches or 16 inches as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I go to Smithville, we do keep what we catch, and I very rarely go out and like catch and release crappie. I'm usually going out targeting crappie and, you know, bringing a fish basket, a string or whatever to keep the good ones I catch. But
Yeah, I suppose it. I get rid of if they're super small, and that's just because they're so hard to
yeah,
clean.
Yeah. Like under 10 inches, toss them back.
Well, I'll keep a few 9s because depending on how the day's going. But if it's rocking and rolling and there's a group of us and you start seeing, hey, we're catching plenty of 12s or something like that, then I'll toss back some 9s.
yeah.
But if it's like 7, 8, I don't mess with it.
Get
like
your
a
little tiny nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. About time I'm done filleting it, a little nugget.
So the Ozarks, we were there about the right time. I mean, I think the females were up on the bank. We caught a lot of females and not a lot of males. We did catch males, but they were in just random spots and not up on the bank. But I caught a bunch of good females, a bunch of 14 inchers on the Ozarks with the Speedy Bee and the Prankster or the Prowler. We'll talk about that here in a bit. But it's like a go-to combo for me, or go-to lure combination for me out on the water. This type is, you know, spawning season. It's a good way to cover ground, and they just get bit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also using live scope.
That helps.
We had, well, and it did and it didn't for some of the shallow fish because, you know, some of these fish were, you know, up on the bank and they're hard to tell. When you get to when you live scope a tree or brush pile or something, you can start to see the fish around it, which is really cool because we did that on the dock. So we had 2 live scope units there with the group I was with, and they were all like portable bundles.
Like the ice fishing setup?
So that one of them was like directly screwed and mounted to the dock we were fishing, and we would go out, we'd charge the battery. There's like a little lithium battery with it, and you go out and you install the live scope in this certain spot where a brush pile was, and it was a blast because we'd have 5 guys all sitting around it just watching the fish come up and eat your bait.
Was that your first time using live scope and crappie?
Yeah, for me it was.
It's so much fun.
I have it on my kayak, but I haven't used it yet.
Dude,
this
it
weekend
ruins it.
This weekend's going to be on. It's going to be.
If you fish with live scope and then you go to not fishing with live scope, you're like, there's no comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
I think it helps more eliminate where not to fish.
That's
than
true.
Where to fish.
Because we definitely, when we were fishing the bank, I was running the trolling motor, my buddy was running the live scope, and he was saying like he would start pointing it, and he's like right over there. Mm-hmm. And he would just see activity, fish suspended or fish close to the bank, and then we would start casting and catching them. But we didn't catch a lot of big ones when he found a isolated tree or a brush pile. You could see a few fish on them, and he caught some, but they just never were the big ones. The big ones were up shallow. The females were. So that was kind of cool to, go up there and catch some females shallow on the Speedy Bee, and yeah, it was a pretty good time. But
yeah, because I'd run around. I don't have live scope. I barely got a fish finder that works. But like you find like a underwater tree line or an old hedgerow or something under the water, and if you don't have lives, like
you're just guessing.
You're
like, okay, well it says they're about 15
if you're
feet.
dipping,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 times, then the next, and then next.
You can put it on their nose.
Yeah, with live scope, man, you watch your bait, and they're sitting there. You can see them kind of turn, and then angle up, and then boom.
You can just see
and
it like a video
sometimes
game.
they'll try to set the hook before they even take the bait.
Yeah, that happens a lot, especially if you're not patient enough.
Yep.
You will be pulling it out before they get there, because you're setting the hook whenever you see like the fish and the lure connect in the live scope, and you don't even feel them at this point, So
just lift up.
You never done it with live scope?
That'll be pretty cool.
Man,
my buddy just did it for the first time too, maybe a week ago or something, and he went down to I can't. Well, I've heard of the guy's name. His name's Jeff Falconberry.
Falconberry.
Yeah.
Where's,
I think it's down in the Ozarks or whatever, but
guide service
just
or
a
something?
guide down
Yeah.
there. And so my buddy went out and he was showing me videos
Yeah.
using the live scope. For
That's cool.
crappie.
Yeah, traditionally, I never crappie fished a ton from a boat. If I was on a boat, it's bass all day long. But when we go out and target crappie fishing, we go out on the bank. You bring your 5-gallon bucket, bring your little crappie box and stuff, and
Yeah.
you go out.
That's all I ever did
and
until
you cast a
a couple
ton
years ago.
and you'd catch a lot of fish when it's the right time, like right now.
Yeah.
For us in the Midwest, it's
That's
the right
the
time.
more, yeah, I think that's probably the better description or whatever is when you're bank fishing, if you hit it like right now, like when it's time, super successful. Other than that, it's, a lot of work.
Yeah. And
But with a boat, it really opens up.
Yeah.
And I was never used to
and
fishing off a boat.
growing up, crappie fishing from a boat was at my grandfather's lake in Lake Fork, and like he owns the lake, his lake house, and at Lake Fork we'd go out and we'd usually fish minnows, and we'd vertical drop on timber, and we'd catch some good crappie. But
Yeah.
I never used artificials for crappie till I moved, till up here around these areas. So
And there's some cats that just know crappie.
oh yeah,
There's some guys in this area, and that is what they live for.
for sure.
They'll do occasional bass fishing, but crappie is their game, and they go out. Like, remember Ivy at the store, Max?
Yeah,
His dad, he'd just go out. And
that was it.
he'd come in, yeah, I caught me a limit. They were huge, all huge.
Yeah, Dave
And
from the
he's just-
store kind of
Dave
got into
knocks 'em
crappie.
out.
He goes out and just
His favorite time to go
is in a
is
dead winter.
Winter.
Yeah,
Obviously from a boat, but he loves.
I mean he'll find them and then he knows how to get to them,
yeah,
and he'll just start pulling
catching
them out.
them winter slabs.
Yeah,
Cold,
awesome.
really good eating. Not that they're not good eating now, too, but. And he'll catch big ones.
So Josh, when you go out, what do you tie on first? Like, what's your confident crappie? Is it a double rig or just a jig and a certain bait, or is it the Speedy Bee?
Depends.
Moving.
What am I fishing from the bank or from a boat? Spawn, not spawn?
Well, those talk
you
about
had a-
spawning.
If you had a choice.
The
So like if I was
spawn
gonna
in
go
the-
out today from the bank, what would I throw?
Yeah,
Honestly, probably Speedy Bee with the Jester or the Prowler or the Prankster.
yep,
Something with a little bit of action on the backside.
yeah. And from a boat, would you change it up?
It depends on if I'm throwing one of these.
You're probably doing more dipping,
Or I'm
though, if
gonna
you're on the
do-
boat.
Dipping, I'm going to go with the Sly Shad. I've caught a lot of fish on the Sly Shad
Yeah.
last year.
You run double?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
About what you do?
I was always a tube guy to start,
Yep.
but that was just when I was getting into it and venturing out on my own and going out with my buddy on his boat back in the day growing up. Like,
You work on the bottom with the tube?
I was just, yeah, so like typically a day, what we would do if we went to Smithville, we'd get out there early in the morning and we would go like the hot spots that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
It's no secret. So like, Sailboat Cove, I mean, we knew about that. And with a boat, it's nice because you can get around all the docks.
Yeah.
Instead
Oh,
of,
it is.
And
Especially if they're not all the way up there on
so we
slopes
would
and
do,
stuff.
a little jig head with the tube. And then
Got
we
some tubes
would,
right there.
I can't really remember the depth there. I mean, it's a little deeper there where the
it's-
docks
It's
are.
got some
but,
depth for sure.
but we would toss it out, let it sink all the way down to the bottom. And then once it hit the bottom, we'd slowly retrieve it back. So it, it's just nice and easy.
You popping it or anything, or
And
just,
just,
kind of
a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
a little bit, not too much.
super subtle. Nothing crazy. And we'd always let it go to the bottom. Then we'd bring it back to us real slow.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we had a ball doing that.
Yeah.
And then we started figuring out, on our own, venturing out and doing the dipping. We didn't really know that when we first started. All we ever knew was Sailboat Cove. So and then we find, the tree lines and stuff. And that's really when it got fun. But we were just, then I would switch to more like what we're seeing here across the board is not the tubes, but going to something solid, something with some movement on it. I've used, tri-tail stuff, single, the little, like a prowler, like a little paddle tail. But and too, growing up, it was always minnows.
Yeah, minnows.
Like I didn't know artificial.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But like if you talk to Dave, it's all artificial. Like he's artificial king.
Sure.
Like, that's what I'm catching him with. So,
Very early on for artificial lures, I was using some like tube style baits and I was kind of working it like a bass jig because I probably didn't, know any better, but I got some good bites on it, caught a lot of fish that way. Get hung up more often, but then I discovered the Speedy Bee or the Roadrunner style head.
Yeah, I knew nothing about how to using that, which sounds weird because it's really not that hard, but
yeah. And that thing has just been my favorite bait to fish, even from a boat. I'll confidently stick to that, even if I'm targeting. I would say you're probably better to, double rig or you do a vertical jig on a piece of tree or on some timber, but I'll still run that Roadrunner. I'll count it down and run it right through it and stuff.
yeah,
I won't vertical jig it.
No,
I'll throw a little bit past, count down, and then pull it kind of through.
sure,
And it still works, but I'm just more confident in that style.
yeah.
But
Yeah. Now we're at least around this area, and then it just keeps transitioning north. At least, like talking to Greg, he was able to get out, but it's on now, so everything's shallow.
yeah, get out there and catch them.
If you're gonna bank fish, now's the time to
So what I caught him on
after it.
on the Ozarks was the Speedy Bee. The first day was a Speedy Bee and a Prowler. And that was the old pumpkin chartreuse Prowler with a chartreuse Speedy Bee. It's like a killer combo. The water was a little stained when I got down there from a little bit of rain. And
Was it that one?
Yeah, that was
Like
the
that?
lure, but then
No, the color.
the color. That
Gotcha.
was the color, but it was on a Speedy Bee head.
Gotcha.
So I think next year we should like make some combo packs already rigged up. That'll be an easy one to do. But
Get a whole kit ready.
yeah, get a whole kit just like these little
panfish
bees.
kit.
But and then the second day it got clear, and I used the actual prankster, which is like a swim bait in the Speedy Bee, and I switched to white, and then like a white and blue glitter, more of like a realistic looking, minnow kind of thing. And I caught some of the bigger fish on that the second day. It was awesome. But Rogers came out with a bunch of crappie lures last year or 2 years ago.
Last year.
Was that last year?
Last year, and then some
Yeah.
this year. But
And then we've introduced a couple more this year, and I was just going to go over kind of what we like to throw and the lures we got. Josh
what
has
about
got
that though? Do you have I know we asked what you would throw. Do you have a certain color that's your always go to?
Black and chartreuse.
Yeah.
June
That's
bug
kind of a
chartreuse.
Or
standard.
Junebug chartreuse.
Yeah.
June bug I like too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll start with some plastics, but Josh is holding the Sly Shad. If Hayden can get that, I don't know if he can get close enough, but Sly Shad is like a straight tail little minnow style crappie lure.
I love
And,
these.
Yeah.
These are my go-to.
And they're great for vertical jigging. There's some really good colors. We have 20 colors in about all the crappie lures that we make. So we have anything from your wild pinks and chartreuse, or your more natural, blues and whites, or we even have silver sparkles and stuff. So there's a black and white, pink and white. There's something for every crappie fisherman out there. And the Sly Shad's just a great minnow looking style bait. You can definitely, if you're out of minnows, you can use one of those to drop
Yeah.
I've caught a lot of fish
Yeah.
on those. A lot.
And there are times you can't find minnows.
Yeah.
I've been there before.
Yeah. And then, would you say our most popular plastic is the Jester?
I've got no clue. Patrick?
I'm just thinking about the store. If you see a lot of people buying that Jester, that curly tail.
Yeah. Curly tail.
Pop one of those out and kind of hold it up.
The
Pink and chartreuse.
So the Jester's
sparkle.
is a single curly tail, like a 2-inch size bait. It's made for crappie. It's we will probably have some bigger options out. We have a grub for bass or smallmouth, but we don't. There's an in between we might come out with for walleye, but
I'm gonna do that there.
there's the Jester. I think that might be the most popular. It's got a good curly tail on it, and 20 colors right there.
Oh yeah.
But that pairs well with the Speedy Bee or just a regular jig head. And then I'll get to the jig heads here in a second because we have some fun options in jig heads.
Oh yeah. Yep. For
you
sure.
You got tubes in front of you?
I have a tube out.
Yeah.
Traditional tube.
Yep. Hold that out. It's
Like
2-inch
that.
little trickster. 20 color options. We're talking all the colors we've talked about.
Yeah, like I see pink and chartreuse tail, white and chartreuse tail.
We got black and chartreuse, and there'll be June bug and pumpkin and all that stuff. Good little bait for how Pat was talking about earlier. Run that on a
Yeah, I mean, it's
just a basic jig head.
these have been around a long time, the
Yeah.
tubes. So
If you're a tube guy, we got 20 different varieties of these little things.
yes,
And one thing to mention is all these are 24 packs of lures, so there's quite a bit in a pack, and they're all a good price. And then one of my favorites is the Prankster. Well, no, we won't go to the Prankster yet. We'll go to the Prowler, which is it's a paddle tail bait, and it's become very popular for crappie. Pairing it just with the jig head or with the Speedy Bee. This thing is a fish catching machine. All right. It's got great action even on slow retrieve, and
got that little paddle tail there. On
yeah,
the end.
we've done a modification since the first year it came out. The second year, we've fattened up the nose of it to fit on collars a little bit better, and we gave more action to the tail. But it's spot on now. It fits onto those jig heads and prowlers or Speedy Bees and runs really well even at low retrieves. But what you got there
I just put it on that.
on a Speedy Bee? Yeah, there you go.
Set up there.
I was catching
cool.
them. I was catching them on that style over the weekend for sure.
That's a popular one now though with that Roadrunner style Speedy
Yeah.
Bee.
And then you got pranksters. You got pranksters out here.
They're in front of you, I think.
Yeah, here's one.
I caught a fish on a prankster the other day.
Did you? Caught a bunch.
Put it on a Speedy Bee.
Almost like a
Saturday.
super small
It's a
swim bait.
2-inch. Yeah, it's a 2-inch swim bait for crappie, and I'm holding up like a clear silver sparkle, which is an awesome color.
They're a
Like
good
it's clear
size
water.
too. Like just
Yeah.
the girth of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good size. You can fit it on a lot of different hooks.
It fits a Speedy Bee well, the Roadrunner style with the blade on it, and it fits a jig head. But you can buy. I'll talk about this in a second. But we have some longer shank jig heads for crappie, which would work really well with this because it's a little bit. You get your hook a little bit farther back, and if the crappie are short striking, you could either add a longer shank jig head or go to the Prowler, which is a shorter. It's like 1.5 inches. Yeah, 1.5 inches. It's a little bit shorter of a bait, so therefore your hook is farther back, so you don't get anything. You just biting your tail off. If they are a little bit funky and they're short striking you.
Yep.
But on the 2-inch prankster, you can run a longer shank hook on one of our jig heads I'll talk about in a second. But I got a lot. I don't have the color here, probably because I have it, but it was a blue sparkle on the back and like a white belly, and it looked great. It looked really good in the water.
Different colors.
There's like a chartreuse sparkle, silver sparkle. That's a good one too. That's a really good one.
If you like that, chartreuse.
We got the Slab Thief.
The Slab Thief I got on my end, which is I need to fish this more because this thing is awesome. This thing is it's a 2-inch lure, but it's not a tube. It's just kind of like a straight tail, pencil tail kind of thing.
It's like a smash up between the Sly Shad and the tube that we've got here, the little Trickster.
So it's got
smash those together and you get that.
It's got a fatter head on there, fits really well on a collar on a jig head, and then it's got kind of a tube style tail to it, but it's not
like you cut a V out of a tube.
Yeah.
And so
you cut
half the side of the tube.
Let's say you have like a little part of a straw and then you cut it at an extreme angle. That's what the tail looks like. If you can, and if you're listening on audio, you could jump over to YouTube and we have videos of these. So you can see everything we're talking about. And they're on our website. You can type in Prowler, Prankster, Slab Thief, Sly Shad, Jester, all those.
Check them all out.
Little Trickster. But yeah, this thing is great for vertical rigging. There's other lures out there that have the same style look to them. And what happens sometimes is as you're fishing them, the tail will fold up and get caught on the body. And so it just doesn't have that action anymore. But how this is designed, it doesn't do that. I have never had one do that because because of how it's cut. It doesn't want to fold up as easily. And it still has that action as you're jigging it vertically up and down, which gives it a really good minnow look.
Good subtle wiggle to it.
A lot of times if I'm double rigging, I'll run a Slab Thief and the Sly Shad together to see which one they're biting on. They're both vertical jigging baits, and they look just a little bit different. The Sly Shad, the lure combo, or the color combos will be like back and belly. So you'll see like pink on the back and chartreuse on the belly. The Slab Thief, it's nose and tail. So it's actually, there's a vertical separation in colors instead of a horizontal. So you kind of have that kind of difference too. But that's all the crappie styles we have out right now. And like I said, we got 20 colors, anywhere from black and white, pink and white, pink and black chartreuse. I mean, there's,
Something I do want to touch on with the Speedy Bee, we sell them in packs of
12 and 20?
12 and 25.
Yeah. And they're good priced. And I mean, and we have silver and gold blade options.
Yeah.
And those are all 16th ounce.
16th ounce currently right now.
So like one of the biggest issues I had in the past was, you buy a pack of these and, you get 3 to 5 in a pack. Now we can get a pack of 25 from Rogers, and those snags aren't as heartbreaking anymore. Yeah. How many times did you snag up with these?
A little bit. I probably lost 4 or 5 over the weekend, but we were on a boat sometimes, so I mean, we were boat dock kind of in and out, but we were able to go get them.
It's a sharp hook.
There are good hooks. But I have been out crappie fishing, and you're like, I'm down to my last Roadrunner. If this gets caught, it's
over.
It's like I gotta go home.
Gotta go to the boat ramp.
But now with these Speedy Bees, we got 12 and 25, and I would just go buy the 25. And we have black, white, chartreuse, blue. Do we have orange or anything?
Pink.
Pink and orange. I think we have pink and orange. Yeah. We don't have them here on the table, but we have a variety of colors, and the silver and the gold blade options. And the blade on the Speedy Bee is like an Indiana style, a little Colorado maybe, if you will. It's not a willow, because there's some out there that have willow blades on them, and I like the Colorado or Indiana, a little bit fatter blade on it.
I think you could rig a tube on there.
Oh yeah, it would catch fish too. I mean, Pat didn't throw anything on his one time at the pond, and he didn't have a plastic on it, and he caught a fish.
Oh, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. I guarantee you that would be nasty.
No different than doing a smallie tube, and you put them on, and the hook comes out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A little bit different. I mean, for sure.
Yeah. So that's my favorite thing that we're offering for crappie right now is that Speedy Bee jig.
I put that swim bait on there, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And we've touched on it a little bit on YouTube videos, but the Little Bee have I didn't bring all of them up there, but they're another good option for crappie. I've known some guys who will catch the snot out of crappie on beetle spins, and we have the prowler and the jester on those. So we have a curly tail and a paddle tail option, and they have the blade, harness, or
These are
those are
6-packs,
yeah, 6
and they
packs.
all come pre-rigged.
Yeah,
all six of them.
6 of them have blade harnesses, and they're all rigged up
Lose one or whatever, you just on to the next one.
for sure.
Yep, you don't have to.
So those are also good crappie, good pond additions to what we're making. So jig heads, though, we have 100 count jig heads, and we have the 25 packs, right? These are 25. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And first year we came out with them, we had black nickel hooks. Mm-hmm. They weren't bronze; they were a little bit nicer black nickel hooks, and we had 1/8 ounce, 16th ounce, and 32nd ounce. And we have pink, white, chartreuse. We even added in like a metallic sparkle jig head too, which is kind of interesting. It's a different take on it. We probably had orange. I don't remember any other colors, but some of the major colors. And we sold them 100 packs and 25 packs. Mm-hmm. So I got an 1/8 ounce here. Just a nice. Oh, and the eyes of our jig heads are cleaned out.
That is so handy.
That is huge.
That is so handy.
So if you've ever dipped some of your own jig heads, or you've bought some, locally made jig heads, but sometimes they don't weed or they don't clean out the eye of the hook, so it's covered in paint.
Get your pocket knife out, or
and you
another
have to
fishing
find a
hook,
tool,
or-
use another hook from another lure, or find a tool, and you have to push that out so you can run your line through it. These are all cleaned out from the factory, ready to go. Just that's simple, but it's an awesome feature. Mm-hmm. So I'm holding the 1/8 ounce. We got some 16th ounce here, and I'll talk about this. This is a second year edition. This is a 16th ounce with a gold hook, and the difference in that gold hook versus the black nickel is the gold hook's going to straighten out easier. So if you're really jigging fish off a thick brush pile, and they're in there, and you need to be up, down in that brush, use a gold hook right here. You get hung up, and let's say you're running braid. I would suggest braid here. You could just, don't break your rod, but you can pull that hook out, and it'll straighten out, come loose, bring it up to the top, and then you can actually take a pair of pliers,
Bend it back.
add the bend back, and go back to fishing.
I didn't know that.
So that's what the gold hook was for. And it's just an addition. We came out with these in 16th ounce because it's our most popular weight. I don't know if we did any other weights on the gold hook. So yeah, 32nd ounce, and then 16th ounces as well. And then we came out second year. We also came out with 24th ounce. And did we come out with?
That's the totally separate. That's a long shank.
This is a long shank. I'll get to that in a second. I had some 24th ounce here. Yeah,
Comes
there
in
you
a
go.
lot of different weights.
So the second year we added 24th ounce, which is a highly requested jig head that's not always common, and they're not always common in like 25 packs. They're usually, you might get a few 6 packs or something. Mm-hmm. But 25 pack, 24th ounce, and I think we did 3/16 as well.
That'd probably be good to throw right now.
Yeah.
When they're up shallow.
Mm-hmm. Instead of a 16th. Mm-hmm. For sure. And you still can cast them. I mean, a 32nd sometimes on certain rods gets really hard to send out there. You really need to have an ultralight rod to do that for a 32nd ounce. If you throw a 24th, you might get a little bit better control and casting in the wind and all that stuff. Good option there. And my favorite jig head that I like to use as much as possible is the long shank. So long shank here, basically we lengthened the hook. I don't know how many millimeters, but it's definitely a little bit longer. Let me see if I can get one out.
Do a little side by side over there.
So this we're gonna see. This is a 16th ounce. So I'll grab the 16th ounce gold.
It's definitely a little longer.
Yeah. And what that does is, I mean, some like baits like the prankster or any 2-inch bait that you're running. Sometimes you're running like, the muddy water baits. If you ever run those, they're just longer crappie lures. And if they're short striking, I don't know if you can see the difference if the camera get close enough.
And is the gap bigger too? It looks like a little bit.
A little bit. You could just run bigger, longer crappie baits on the long shank hooks and still run a 16th ounce. You don't have to buy a heavier head and to get that longer shank hook on there. You can buy a 16th ounce long shank. And, it's definitely could help your hookup ratio for sure if you're running some bigger style baits or if you just want the hook farther back on your bait profile. So that's jig heads for you. At the store, we got a ton of color options. We have the 100
should
counts.
be in stock there.
Yeah,
So.
we got them online too.
Yeah.
So, just killer. With pretty simple design on their round head jig heads with little eyes on them. So, we got some red eyes on some, white eyes on some. Just simple but effective. But
I know right now, like the pricing on these crappie baits. If you're needing to stock up,
oh man,
right now we're running killer deals.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
And the first gen Prowler we have on a really good deal in store.
I think I saw it online for like $1.
99 cents a pack of 24.
I'm just saying if you need baits, it's 99 cents.
Yeah.
Come on.
But then like the new Prowler, which has
guys,
which has an updated nose,
is like back of the peg for just
the new Prowler with updated nose and more action, more swimming action and a low speed. They're only, it's like what, $2.99 for a pack of 24.
Yeah, I don't think anything's over $2.99 or $3.99 a pack. Yeah. It's all great value,
and it smells like garlic.
Yeah, they do come with a scent, and it's a garlic scent formula. It's got a premium design and a durable plastic.
Yeah. Oh man, I never like fishing those. I was catching fish left and right, and I hardly ever. There was one time I switched out the prankster because it was just too beat up.
Mm-hmm.
It took a while to beat that thing up.
That's nice.
Yeah, so they held it really well. Could just keep catching them.
It's always nice to be able to keep using it because you get a little bit more of that fish scent on your bait.
There you go. Never thought about that. If that really helps.
You never thought about that?
No.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed like after the first fish, you just start catching them a little easier?
I just figured I'm in the right spot.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
No, that's not possible.
Geez.
That's not possible.
I don't know how well that they can tell, but the garlic scent.
Too many crackers.
Yeah, I feel like the garlic scent helps with better hookups as far as keeping it. If you're vertical jigging sometimes and a crappie hits your lure, if you're straight line vertical jigging, and if you're not ready or you're a little bit delayed on getting a hook set, sometimes they can spit. They can hit and spit faster than you can set the hook. But that garlic scent's going to help them like kind of hold that in a little bit because they taste that and they're
that new bubble gum.
More confidence on that lure. But
definitely a variety, something for everyone.
I can't decide tomorrow if I'm going to go out with Derek on the bank.
You just asked
on the bank or bring the kayak.
He was like,
I think I need to go on the bank.
Kayak.
Well, he doesn't have one, so it'll be like
that's fine. Just fish next to him in the kayak and use your live scope and catch them all.
Just wave at me and Derek.
Bring the live scope and start pointing, and it's like, tell him over here.
Yeah.
I'll be like 30 yards off the bank, and he'll be on the bank, and that would be funny.
You want to use the live scope on your kayak.
I wonder if there's some type of rig I can make to just bring it for bank fishing. It's got a long enough cord. You could go out like 3 feet into the water and run a stake in the ground, like a lucky duck stake.
Attach it to a duck decoy.
No, I can run a lucky duck stake. Okay, let's think about this. I have it ram mounted. If I could figure out how to make a T-track adapter in the ram mount. Okay, it's getting crazy.
A couple self-tapping screws and you're good to go.
Yeah. I could run out and put a lucky duck pole a couple feet in the water and then attach the live scope to it. The only problem would be I'd tie a string to it to turn it left to right.
Or you just have it set and you just fish that one direction.
Yeah. If I bring our super secret.
Well, it's not like you won't be in the area. If me and Derek are standing on the bank.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
We'll just wave at you.
I don't want to be like, hey, we're going to go fishing. I'm just going to leave you over here and I'm going to go fish on my boat.
Isn't it supposed to rain tomorrow, though?
Oh, it might rain. I don't care if it does.
I'll do a little bit of rain.
Yeah, I'll bring the rain jacket out. That'll allow.
Nah, I think it'd be in the clear, maybe a little bit at 5 o'clock, but after that,
Oh, perfect.
it's gonna be like 83 degrees.
Nice.
So it's gonna be
All right,
nice
let's
and
do it.
warm and
Perfect.
humid.
You coming, Pat?
62% humidity.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
I need
be a good time.
I need to get the poles wet before I go fishing next month. So.
And I did use the. I don't know where we have one, if I have the one that was here, the slab checker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rogers has a slab checker, which is like it's a fish length checker that's
Yep.
kind of got like a triangular shape at the bottom. I don't have one here, and you
Yep.
drop your crappie into it and check it. It does have a neat feature, and I don't know if I tried it or not. But there's a way to like push down on the fish to hold it so it doesn't flop out
Yeah,
and
it's
get away from you.
flexible.
It's flexible.
And there's also a slot for your fishing line, so you don't have to take the fish off the
Yeah.
hook to put it in there.
So it's really what the idea is. If you catch a fish and you bring it in the boat or bring it on shore, you can hold the line up, and then you can run the slab checker, the slot in the middle. You run the line through that slot, and then you kind of just pull up, and you pretty much pull the fish into the slab checker. We need to show this on a video at like the pond or something. Pull the fish into the slab checker. You hold down. You can check the length of the fish, and pull your hook out from like a secured plastic checker.
I remember last year I caught a fish that didn't even fit in the slab checker.
I did at the Ozarks as well.
That's a pretty awesome feeling.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even fit.
Yeah.
You know it's at length.
If it doesn't fit technically on that slab checker, I think it's over 14.
I was gonna say you
Like
must
the
agree.
body is so thick.
Yeah, the body was so thick it didn't fit in there for sure. But when I measured the fish, I did catch a fish that didn't fit in it. When I did measure it, it was over 14. And I don't know if it goes past 14 on the actual measuring device. But anyways, yeah.
Dang.
It's making me want to go fishing.
Get some oil,
I know.
some seasoning.
Yep, get some Louisiana. I couldn't find any
fry.
at the grocery store the other day. What
Oh,
do you
don't
like to
worry,
use?
I got a giant jug.
You
Are
have
you
jug?
okay? So when you guys fry your fish,
Yeah,
do you like a cornmeal based breading or
Yeah.
a flour based breading?
cornmeal.
Cornmeal.
Good.
Good. I don't know if that's
But I
I
also
wonder if
every
it's a-
now and again I'll do a beer batter.
No.
Well,
Beer
I
battered onion rings? Nah.
calm down, Lunchable. I do.
Is that my new nickname?
Especially like, of course, this is halibut. That's what I was going to get to. Crappie is like all cornmeal. I got the big jug of Louisiana.
original blue.
Yeah, just original.
Not spicy, red.
Well, I'll add in, Dave got me on this stuff.
Tony Sastry's.
No.
Slap your mama.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw
Slap your mama or something, season it, and I'll pour
Season
that.
it.
I think I
I'll
bought it
season that over each,
recently. I think I bought Slap Your
A
Mama
batch at a time.
pre-made cornmeal fish
Oh, okay.
batter
Did you
And
know
then-
because
that?
they didn't have Louisiana.
But if I like a nice chunk white, like a halibut, that thick, a good beer battered, like if you go
Yeah.
get fish and chips,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean, like that.
Yeah, but I just think it's so much greasier. Like
Well, yes.
to me, I think beer
What are you,
battered fish is
A
greasier.
grease hater? I love grease.
I actually am a grease hater. Like when you get those big greasy burgers at Bar and Grill.
You don't like them running down to your
No,
elbows.
I hate it. I hate
He
it,
probably
man.
pats his bacon dry.
Dude,
He's like, nah,
I don't eat bacon really.
grease.
Well, my wife doesn't eat bacon, so that means I don't eat bacon.
Oh, man,
Man,
we
this
ate so
bur-
much
this-
bacon on the
This
trip last
burger's
weekend.
too juicy. Get me a tablecloth.
So-
I better pat that
The
off.
breakfasts were awesome in the Ozarks. You had scrambled eggs, just for make it easy for everybody, and you had cut potatoes that were seasoned really well, biscuits and gravy. The gravy was amazing. It was probably really unhealthy, but it was amazing. And then we'd have bacon and some sausage. And then the next thing, the group I was with, they believe it's a breakfast food, but we had fried frog legs.
Perfect.
That was the breakfast every morning.
Done.
And sometimes we'd throw in like leftovers from the night before. So you'd have crappie for breakfast as well. But Yeah, that was fried frog legs. I've never thought of it as a breakfast lure or breakfast bait, but we were
Breakfast bait.
or breakfast. I'm not even saying it right.
Yes.
Breakfast
What
food.
about short lunch? They still around? I think so.
I haven't heard of that.
They come
a
in the
long time.
box.
Oh yeah,
Short lunch. Louisiana though. Yeah.
but the frog legs were more of like a flour batter than
And
a
then-
cornmeal.
And some Frank's hot sauce
Mhm.
over it.
Louisiana Gold, little frings.
Gosh dang.
You're making me hungry.
Is anywhere around here got some good fried fish?
Long John Silver's, man.
No, you don't like
Have you ever
that type.
Does anybody go to Long John Silver's?
I don't think so anymore. I think it's a front.
The catfish called Wanda at 54th Street.
Oh really?
Jumping catfish?
Are they still around?
Cracker Barrel.
I think so.
Man, that place is legit.
Cracker Barrel, I'd go there and get like Uncle Herschel's breakfast, and you get like a couple eggs, and you get a
Good
fried
old
catfish.
Uncle Herschel, you know? I'm telling you.
I don't know who he was, but he had catfish for breakfast.
You could probably get some good fish tacos.
Let's
around
look
here.
up good fried fish because lunch is coming up.
Culver's is up the road.
So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they don't have the walleye.
I don't think they have the walleye right now. The walleye sandwich, but they do have a good. I think what do they have? Halibut or tilapia
Cod
or
or
cod?
something,
They have
I
cod.
don't know.
Oh yeah, they're good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like it.
I'm
Gosh
out.
dang.
I'm gonna have my ham sandwich.
So when you're eating cornmeal fried crappie,
Yeah.
you just going at it. You're using an onion. You putting it in with ketchup. You're using a tartar sauce. What's going with it?
a hot sauce and tartar sauce,
Hot sauce and tartar sauce. It's a good combo.
or just
Mayonnaise.
plain
Mayonnaise.
The way it came out.
Like real mayo, I love with fish sticks, so I just figure it's a. But homemade tartar sauce,
Yeah, homemade tartar sauce is good.
It is good.
And I think Hanes or something makes a good one too.
You know what
'cause
I
you
wanna
can get
do?
just a bland tartar sauce,
Yeah.
and it will
Yeah.
ruin
I wanna.
or nothing.
I
Just
need
Frank's.
to go crappie
Yeah.
fishing because I want to try and make crappie ceviche.
We didn't do.
God
Patrick,
bless
do
you.
you know what that is?
No.
It's where you cook the fish with lime juice.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool.
It's real big in Mexico.
Yes.
pico
So
in
on
there.
our trip, we had
Ooh, yeah.
conch ceviche.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, same
Same
thing.
stuff,
We just
but with crappie.
replace conch with crappie.
yeah. When I was in Mexico,
I'm down.
we had
That's-
like little
that's
chunks
legit.
of like octopus
Hayden's
in
in.
there. Hayden's about it.
Yeah.
Little ceviche in your life.
Ooh.
All right, time to go to the pond.
Yep.
We do
Time
need
is
to-
it? It's
We'll
almost.
take
It's
a
almost
little
noon.
lunch
It's almost
break.
lunchtime.
Little
I
lunch
think
break.
we could catch enough
Yeah.
in 30 minutes, and then
If
We gotta
you
find the
guys got
crappie,
any good recipes for some fish,
Anything-
tell us your ways you cook your crappie or other fish and what you use and
Some.
the secrets,
Yeah. What I liked is
if you'll share them with us.
a nice slice of a white onion laid on top of the cornmeal fillet, and you just eat that. That's it.
Oh,
It is epic if you've never tried it.
dang.
I think I like fried fish, but I don't want to have it every time I eat crappie.
Well, I can see that, but I don't know. I don't know if that's me, but I can understand. You don't want to eat it fried every time. Patrick's-
He's staring at me, going like, "Why'd you say that?"
But I like.
I'm all about the fried.
I'd
If
like-
I go to Red Lobster,
You're
just
all
give me
about the biscuits.
No, well that. Just give me the Admiral's Feast. It's just a big giant plate of fried everything.
Yeah, I've
I
never-
like
never
crappie
been there.
fried so much. I hate myself when I'm done because I feel sick.
Yeah.
Because you can't stop.
You can't
eating
stop.
it.
The
No.
best thing that could help if you just didn't fry enough.
That
But
would help.
Usually you'd fry more.
Usually
than-
you over fry.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you put them in the air fryer the next day.
Yeah.
That air fryer's really helped out leftover
Oh, leftover fried crappie.
fried
100%.
crappie. Yeah, because you're trying to bake it again.
You
or
can't
put it in the microwave.
It's
It's just like
soggy crappie.
yeah.
Cornmeal.
Blech.
Yeah.
See, but yeah, you just want it right then. You try to hit it perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sometimes when we have a small group and we don't have a ton of fish, like this weekend we had 250 crappie caught and we were eating them just like fire. But when we go out to like Smithville or something and we catch, maybe not even a full limit, we usually eat the fish before, like we don't even sit down. They're just coming off. You let them dry, you're blowing on them, and then you eat them, and they really don't even.
Yeah, I'm usually full if I'm the one doing the
Yeah, if you're unfrying the fish,
Yeah,
we're
like,
done by the time
Yeah.
Okay.
all the fish is gone, and then we're just kind of standing around like, well, I guess we could eat some, make some hush puppies,
no sides.
and eat some potato salad, but the fish is
Yeah.
gone.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Man,
I love it. Yep, it's time.
it's time.
But yes, we got tons of different variety,
Yeah,
tons of different colors.
maybe the week
everything.
after this podcast comes out, we have an invite to a super secret pond that I've just got confirmation that you pretty much catch only 12 to 14-inch crappie on. Josh, you had no idea about this. I told Pat about it.
You said it earlier.
Oh, you heard me?
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're going to go.
So we'll try that.
Oh, yeah,
out.
you said catch and cook. We're going to go
Oh,
do
yeah.
a video, and we're going to go figure out. We'll do a challenge with all the crappie lures, figure out. I don't know.
Do a catch and cook.
Crappie ain't that picky.
I'll bring the cutting board and onion and tomato and cilantro and lime juice.
Oh, you're going to do the ceviche and fry it?
Well,
Yes.
if it's as good of a honey hole as they say it is.
Yeah.
If you're not frying, I'm not coming.
All
Well,
right,
I want to
more
try.
for me.
I want to try both.
Well, I'll make sure the landowners know that we're going to be feeding them after we're
Yeah,
done.
We're gonna feed
tell
the
them to
fish.
come on down.
No,
The fish are gonna feed us.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna. It'll be a lunch party.
Patrick, how many 12-inch crappie do you think you could eat?
12.
Let's see. I'm definitely over 10 fillets. So
Which
that'd be
is-
5.
It'd be 5.
That'd be 5.
I don't know.
could
20,
probably push
24
myself to 6 or 7 crappie. I could probably put, but yeah, if we're just going fish, I mean, if you add in all the macaroni salads and all the other sides, but if you took out the sides,
Oh, and just went ham on.
I could probably throw down 10 fish. So it'd be
Let's go.
20
Let's go.
fillets. But yeah,
Do you
Hey,
like?
if we need to do any like
a little bit of Frank's.
frying here for whatever for lunch,
We can have a crappie challenge.
my-
Who can eat the most crappie?
I have
Hayden's down.
I have my possession limit in my freezer right now, so I need to fry some up.
Oh,
Plan on doing it this weekend.
Gotcha.
So,
we're gonna get fish fry.
but I mean, I can't fry it all this weekend.
Do you guys have one of those electric fryers?
Yeah,
I do somewhere.
I've
I've
always
got
wanted
one
to get
that
one of
just
those.
plugs
I did
in
have
and
I
turn
did
it
have a
up.
basket. I got to see.
It's really.
I had a
Where it went in
propane
the
one, but
move.
I didn't really
Makes
care
it
for it
easy.
all that much.
I got an
Propane.
electric one I could bring.
Mine's electric.
Yep. So.
All right. I'm extremely hungry.
Yep. It's time.
I want a fish fry now.
All right, guys.
Make
Josh.
sure to leave us a rating if you guys like this podcast. Go down below, drop us 5 stars, leave us a little blurb telling us what you like. Follow us on social media.
Yeah, if any crappie lures you'd like us to make, send us a picture at podcast@rogersportinggoods.com. That kind of stuff. Any colors or any anything like that.
Man, I really like this bait, but
Yeah.
I would like to change this on it.
Oh yeah.
We
that
listen
kind of
to all the ideas. Trust me.
Oh yeah,
Yep. So
but we've also
send
got
them to
social
us.
media: Twitter, Instagram,
Yep.
Facebook,
Yep.
YouTube, TikTok. If it's a social media platform, Roger's probably on it.
Yeah. Go
Awesome.
find us.
Appreciate it. See ya.
I think it's time for me to go burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way.